In this video, I want to break down how we've been able to stand out in a crowded marketplace to attract more of our ideal clients while still charging a premium and actually keeping clients longer because of it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Greg Hickman. I'm the founder of Alt Agency, and we've helped over 700 agencies, consultants, and service providers to productize their service and monetize their expertise. One of the ways we do that is with the tool that I'm going to introduce to you that will help you position your services around the things that your clients, your ideal clients, value the most. About 18 months ago, we started to experience a little bit of a plateau in our growth after a handful of years that were pretty steady. In fact, we started to get to a point where we were losing some clients. And so that sent us on a little bit of a hunt. We started researching and interviewing clients that had churned out, that maybe weren't happy, all the way to clients that have loved us and have been with us for many, many years. We started looking at all of the data and the information. And what we were able to conclude was that our message to the market was actually misaligned with the value that our best clients were sharing back to us, meaning the angles and the hooks and the promises of the marketing were, I'll say, sexy, and even say things that maybe other people were saying, where we kind of started to blend in with others. And when they finally came in, the clients that stayed with us forever got what they actually needed, which was slightly different from what they, attracted them to us in the beginning. And then obviously the clients that had this one message of like scale, 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 and came in and were able to get a bunch of time back and be happier in their personal life because of systems and automation and more profit, they actually were not as happy because they were like scale growth mode. And the happiest clients were like, sweet, I've got my life back because I've used these systems and I'm happier in my business, etc. And so the message on the front didn't align with the actual value that our happiest clients were reiterating back to us once they started working with us. So that led us to zoom out and really start to think about, if we want to get more of the clients that we love and that love us, how do we make sure that we bring the message, the things that they value most, to the front of our marketing? I say all this because in today's world, if you're watching this video, you've seen the TikToks, the Instagrams, the YouTube videos on how to get 50 to 100 appointments a day or a week, or like some of these ridiculously large and outrageous claims. And if I'm being honest with you, I hit a point where I kind of felt like we had to play that game to make acquisition work. And the reality is while it did work to get leads, it got a lot of the wrong leads, and more specifically, a lot of the wrong clients. And so when we did that deep work of talking to our best clients and the ones that churned out to understand like where were we misaligned, it became very, very clear. All of this became accelerated with this tool that I'm about to share with you that I got introduced to from working with Todd Herman. He's the author of the book, The Alter Ego Effect. He's an amazing high performance coach. Shout out to Todd. But he introduced me to this tool called the Elements of Value. So I want to introduce you to the Elements of Value, which was created by Bain & Company, one of the largest consultancies in the world. And they basically said, in this article, they created this, I guess, around March 19th, 2020. It was probably before that, but they approached this from the perspective of the pandemic, but I think it still applies. And so they say this is the time for B2B companies to focus on 6 elements of value. And you can see here, there's a lot of elements of value, and they've highlighted just 6. Now, there are obviously a handful of elements. As you go from the bottom of the pyramid, it goes from objective to subjective. And so you want to have a mix. Your messaging, your offer, your deliverables should check off a variety of these elements of value from both objective and subjective. So you can see down here at the bottom of the pyramid, I'm going to take you to my iPad here in a minute, but there's table stakes, which clearly like basically everyone needs to just address the table stakes. Then there's functional value, which I think, as you can see here, they didn't highlight anything from functional value, but these are probably things that you might want to focus on for your business. Then they have the category of ease of doing business, and then individual value and inspirational value. The company here, they say, I think this is a fictitious company, they're going to focus on messaging and deliverables around risk reduction, flexibility, stability, availability, reduced anxiety, and then social responsibility. So yes, could they go to market and talk about, things like time savings? Yes. But if they interviewed their clients like we did, and they weren't emphasizing, hey, the biggest value that you've given us is giving us time savings, and their marketing is all about time savings, you can see how that's probably misalignment with attracting more of the ideal clients. So if all of your clients are like, hey, thank you so much, one of the most valuable things to us is, the fact that you've now reduced our risk, or you've made our business more stable, stable, or you've reduced our anxiety. Those are the things that you want to obviously put back into your messaging. But not only that, if that's where your clients are saying they're getting the most value, it also is going to be an indicator on maybe how else can you double down on your deliverables, on your services, on your product to further help them with the things that they value most. So if it's not obvious already, I think it's very important for you to interview your most successful clients and most definitely the clients that were not happy that maybe you weren't able to deliver for. And in the description below, I'm going to give you the link to this interactive map. And so you might want to say, hey, we're going to help you improve the top line, which as you can see is functional value. And on the interactive map, if you click over this, basically the definition is help the customer increase revenue, which if you scroll around Facebook, pretty much everybody talks about this one. So it's very functional. So you might do that. But if all of your clients are telling you, yes, you helped us make more money, but the real value is insert one of these other things, maybe you don't need to go to market with only making your message around increasing top line. You might have your client come in and say, oh my God, you save us so much time. And you might not have talked about time savings in your marketing or the tools or the part of your service that actually helps give your clients time back. So how do you save time for users for their overall experience? And again, as you can see in this pyramid, that's table stakes, right? Functional value, this is extremely objective. Ease of doing business, these are pretty objective. And you start crossing into very subjective, like reducing anxiety, growth and development. Like if you're a company that is about really skill transfer or like a training company, you might actually want to lean into growth and development. If you are also at the highest level, the very subjective inspirational value, you could be offering up hope. You give your clients and market hope. And then there's obviously the social responsibility, which many of you guys have seen in a variety of brands in the world today. All right, so let's hop into the iPad. And I want to call out one thing that, again, I said earlier that is interesting is that there's a version for B2B, and you can see how inspirational value has vision, hope, social responsibility. But if I scroll down, there's also an element of value for B2C. And I do think that there are some interesting things and interesting ways to look at your business, even through the lens of B2C, if you are a B2B provider. For example, inside of this life-changing elements section, I know that in our business, as working with agencies, one thing that we hear a lot is that agency owners are lonely. Like entrepreneurship is lonely, and being around other founders that are on a similar path is really, really beneficial. And that is really like the affiliation and belonging piece that I think maybe your business is similar. And so I would look at both of these pyramids to see like maybe how you want to approach this in your business. But I know for us, we heard a lot from our clients that like being around others was really, really important, and it has been a benefit to their life because, you know, we have training and coaching programs with a mastermind where we go on retreats and we hang out and we do fun activities that are about improving in life as well, not just business. And so a lot of people are like, you know, they want to belong. And maybe that's something that you do in your business. So again, look at both of these. And what Todd challenged me to do, and I will challenge you as well, is if you could only focus on 5 areas. So I know Bain said 6. So let's say 5 to 6. And you had to say, hey, I'm going to pick 1 from life-changing, 2 from emotional elements, and 3 from functional. How are you going to think about what your business is going to stand for? Now, again, it doesn't mean your business and your services can't do some of these other things, but if you want to attract clients that are like the ones that you already have, that you love, that have been with you for a while and maybe have the highest LTV, you want to understand what they value the most. And so coming out of our interviews, we were able to see that belonging was one of those for our clients. Then you kind of look down the ladder. So let's say in this case, I have affiliation and belonging, and then we look at emotional elements. And again, you obviously can't do all of these, right? You can't say, oh, we're going to reduce anxiety, do therapeutic, and be providing access. Like we can only do 2, so what are the things that you want to necessarily focus on? So some of the things that we lean into a little bit is the fun and the entertainment, because we want to build our business around life. And you might say, oh, well, a lot of other people in my market talk about reducing anxiety, so maybe I'll focus on wellness, right? Now, again, you're like, well, Greg, but you like work with agencies. Yeah, I know. And we help them grow their business so that they can live a really fulfilling life. And when you get the agency owner who's like, yes, I want to grow and make more money so that I can spend more time with my kids and have hobbies that I love, your marketing message will look different than if the person is like a scale or die type of person who's like, I want to have, a $10 billion a year company and I'm willing to go all in. I'm not even going to get married and I have no kids and I have no hobbies. My life is work. Like, we don't want that in our world because that's not who we are. There's definitely other people that fit that category. And so if that's you, then you can go there also. But that's where you kind of need to take the stand. And so from a functional perspective, what are the things that you're going to focus on? I know for us, we focus on saving time because when you have that time, you can focus on the things that matter most. We want to also reduce the effort. We're all about systems and automation and monetizing our expertise, which is monetizing the things we already have. And then we also look at simplification, right? A lot of our clients want things to be simple. And so these are things that we try to lean into in our messaging. Yes, time to time, we can talk about making money, but when all of our clients tell us that they want something simple, they want something that gives them their time back, and they want to enjoy life again, and they want to feel like they belong. If all I did was say, let's make more money, let's improve the quality of this, it's not going to attract the right person. So let's look back up real fast at the B2B one. Again, you have some slightly different elements as described here, but I know for agencies, many of you will want to lean into things like, oh, well, we just want to be, super accessible. And I think that one's like a slippery slope for you, right? If your whole value prop is being available, I think to me, availability and normal response time, I'd argue is table stakes. But if that's everything that your clients are saying to you, maybe you want to lean into that a little bit. But also I'd say be cautious with that one just because you're already probably too available, at least if you're, struggling inside of fulfillment and you're dealing with scope creep. So maybe you need to be less available right now. So think about that from your perspective. But again, as you interview past and current clients, they might share certain things for your business. Like, man, you've made my life so easy. It's more productivity focused. It might be more of that relationship focus, expertise based, right? And so if you can only focus on a few of them, which ones is it going to be for you? So I want to know in the chat, which are your 5 to 6 elements that you're going to focus on both in your messaging and also inside of your deliverable. So a few recommendations, again, action items. 1, go interview your happiest clients, the ones that have been with you for a long time. And if you can, go talk to people that maybe didn't get what they had hoped for and interview them and see where was their misalignment? What did you think you were going to get? What could we have done better? And you're going to start to see patterns. We spent a significant amount of time on this, multiple months going really deep, looking at all of the data, then making a decision on, oh, this is what we need to say less of, this is what we need to say more of. And if this is what they value, how can we innovate on our product? How can we innovate on our service to do more of these elements? You see what I'm saying? So hope you found this useful. When you can make sure that your service, your marketing message speaks to the things that your ideal client values the most, you'll be able to charge a premium because they want to pay for the things that they value the most. And it's also going to help you keep clients longer because if you continue to iterate on your services so that it gives them the things that they value most, you're going to have happier clients, right? So there's kind of this nice harmony between your marketing message and your actual delivery promise coming together when these things play really nice together. And I know for us, we saw a decline in our business when we tried to maybe be a little bit something that we were not. And on the backside, people were getting the results that they needed and that they actually wanted and cared about and valued most. And when we brought that messaging to the front of the house, guess what? Our churn has gone down. Clients have been staying longer. We have clients that are happier and business is continuing to grow. And we get more of the people that we actually enjoy serving. So if this was useful, share your 5 or 6 elements of value that your business is going to focus on. And if you're looking for a way to monetize your expertise and evolve and scale with fewer people, then go check out this video right here. It's the proven model that we've used with over 700 clients and that has allowed us to do this exact same thing, create content like this to bring amazing people like you into our world. Go check it out.